Harriet Tubman was an abolitionist during the Civil War, which lasted from 1861 to 1865. An abolitionist is a person that wanted to end slavery. During this time, African Americans were held as slaves in America. Harriet Tubman was born a slave around 1820 in Maryland's Dorchester County. Her original name was Araminta Ross. At age 6, she began working for her master, Edward Brodess. He owned her and many other slaves. She weaved until she was old enough to work in the fields. At age 12, she stood up for a fellow slave to protect her from her angry master. Edward Brodess threw a 2-pound weight at Harriet, causing her a lifelong head injury that caused her to go into deep sleeps. In 1844, Harriet married John Tubman. He was a freed African American who did not share her dream. He was skeptical of her dream. Harriet's wish was to travel north, where freed slaves went. Harriet left her husband in 1849 and escaped to Philadelphia. There, she worked and saved up money. She escaped to Philadelphia by finding safe houses where she could hide. She also traveled by wagon. Harriet became a member of the Underground Railroad, a group of abolitionists who helped slaves escape to the north. In 1850, Harriet helped her first slaves escape. That same year, Harriet was made an official conductor of the Underground Railroad. To help free the slaves, she had them travel in horse and buggy. To help hide them, Harriet gave them medicine to help calm the babies so they would not be heard. She also encouraged them to not turn back. She said, "You will be free or die." In 1857, Harriet set out on her most daring rescue to free her elderly father, Ben Ross. The mission was very dangerous because by this point, her capture was worth $40,000. She traveled in broad daylight to reach her parents. By the time that the Civil War started in 1861, Harriet had traveled to slave country 19 times to help free African Americans. During the war, Tubman enlisted into the Union Army as a nurse and as a spy. In 1869, Harriet remarried. She and her husband, Nelson Davis, enjoyed a 19-year marriage until his death. Harriet died in 1913. A year later, her hometown of Auburn, New York, declared a one-day memorial to its anti-slavery hero. Harriet Tubman once said, "Every great dream begins with a dreamer. Always remember, you have within you the strength, the patience, and the passion to reach for the stars to change the world."